Welcome, everyone, to Game 2 of this exciting NBA playoff series. Along with Coach Stan Van Gundy and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. Hall of Famer David Aldridge will be joining us from the sidelines moments from now. It's the Toronto Raptors taking on the Utah Jazz. You take a look at Utah. They couldn't get it done on the road in Game one. Now with their backs against the wall, can they tie the series here at home?
And, you know, in a short series, you better find a way to ramp your game up, to really up the ante in terms of intensity. You can't wait around to try and feel the team out. You got to bring the noise from the get-go.
Anthony with the bucket. You look at the Raptors. Well, they've had some tough battles, Greg. Fatigue may be a factor at this point.
True, but as a player, this is what you've trained and worked for all year long, knowing that when you get to this time of year, you'll be ready.
So the Utah Jazz able to put the first points up on the board. Porzingis is doubled. And there's the call on Lou Dort. That's his first foul.
Well, that's a very early foul for him. Needs to be more careful and not pick up a second one this quarter.
Now here's Porzingis. Pass to Nembhard. Shot clock at 2. The 15-footer. Porzingis can't hit.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Outside Anthony. And here's Melton. Utah needs to get off a shot here. Covington's shot is off. And so it's Porzingis. He'll bring it up for the Raptors. And Robert Covington picks up the foul. That's his first foul. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. Screen by Porzingis. Good work defensively by Turner.
Nice contest by Turner, one of the top interior defenders in our league. As good a shot blocker as anyone.
Anthony. And it's Anthony with the jam.
And once he gets clear off the screen, there is no stopping him.
No, not when there's a flush waiting to happen.
Well, give credit to the screener there. That's how you help free up your teammates.
Leonard, no luck.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
He gets that one. Anthony's got 6.
Oh, the delicate touch on display. Anthony showing he can beat you with the floater as well.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Hits the three-point bomb.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Here's Anthony. Pass to Turner. Great D that time from Leonard.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Here's Porzingis, and it's sent back by Turner.
An elite rim protector and shot blocker. Turner excels at rising up and denying those shots. Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Now here's Anthony. 6 points for him. Right side Turner. And Turner throws it down.
throwing it down on that one. Turner really showing off that athleticism.
And while we've got a moment, let's send it over to our terrific reporter, David Aldridge. David?
Thanks, Kevin. Caught up with Will Hardy a few minutes ago. Coach had praise for one of the opponents tonight, the versatile Scotty Barnes. He told me Scotty's somebody that can do it all. He can score, pass, rebound, and defend multiple positions. And that's rare for a player his age. So, Kevin, Scotty's still growing as a player.
Thank you, David. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, Turner with the screen. There's the triple. Anthony can't hit. And it's Porzingis with the ball. He'll bring it up for Toronto. It's a 5-point game. Three-pointer. Rebound by Anthony. And it's Utah's ball. Outside, Dort. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Here's Porzingis. And finished off by Kristaps Porzingis.
How about the creativity there from Porzingis? He wanted to make that one sting a little.
There's a screen by Covington. Here's Anthony. Outside, Dort. An absolute bomb from three. Point range.
And when you have Dort on your side, this is what he brings on the offensive end. Great off the catch and fire.
Hey, balance it out.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Both teams running perimeter-oriented plays that are working.
Well, you know it's become a three-point shooting league. Teams shooting a steady diet from outside.
Now, here's Melton. No scoring in this one.
I see him.
Outside, Anthony. Nifty move. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
It's all good.
And this is why you can't give Anthony a lane, because this guy will run all over you.
Come get it.
Leonard on the wing. And finished off by Leonard.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fantastic dunk. And he hangs around up there just for a little camera time.
Yeah, maybe he didn't want to land awkwardly. Who knows? But there he is, and we see it very clearly.
Pick up right, baby.
It's Dort on the wing.
Hey, yo, right here.
Melton feeling it out a bit. 5 on the clock. Shoots over Nembhard. Melton, no good.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Left side, Porzingis. And Nembhard has it in the corner. Pass to Leonard. Here's Porzingis. And out of bounds as the Jazz gain possession.
Gotta be a playmaker, man. Oh, for sure.
And Darko Rajakovic calls timeout. He's ready to talk things through with the team. .23 seconds left in the first quarter. Now, here's Melton. He has yet to score. Over in the corner, Dort. Offensive rebound. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. It's on Porzingis.
doing his job on the glass and doing it with force.
And Greg, it's not everybody in the league who can make those kinds of plays.
Well, he gets paid to be a factor on the glass. That's a nice dunk to finish it off.
Carmelo Anthony getting it done for Utah. He comes away with 11 points in the quarter and is showing no signs. And glad to have you with us as we get going here in Game 2. And taking a look at the Jazz performance here, guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Just cashing in on second chance opportunities. That's how they built this early lead.
Yeah, you can bet their coach is encouraging them to keep up the extra effort. It's more than paying off.
And Will Hardy calls timeout here. Looking for a breather and maybe just one or two things to talk about. And Will Hardy calls timeout here. He's made the decision he wants to huddle up with his guys. Raptors trailed by 3. Murray outside. The shot goes in. First shot, first basket.
And when he gets to the rim like that, it's almost impossible to take away options for Murray.
Here's Dinwiddie. Pass to Rizachet. Shoots over Bay. It's hauled in by the Raptors.
Well, you couldn't ask for a better look. That's one he's got to knock down.
Murray outside. Five to shoot. Count that one. Murray's got the lead up to 1 now for Toronto.
Oh, pounding it in the paint there. Murray doing it all.
Out to the right wing. Here's Rizachet. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dinwiddie. And the Jazz lead by 1. Murray surveying the D. Bay sets a screen. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Yeah, and Murray is getting in close, and he's rewarded with the foul call.
And so Murray nails both of them.
I'm sure they don't want to send him to the line. That has to be in their scouting report.
Dinwiddie outside. Rizachet wide open. And all around the rim that time before dropping in.
And how about the awareness of Dinwiddie? Excellent job spotting the open teammate there.
Murray outside. Rebound, Utah. Here's Rizachet. Outside, Covington. The Jazz working the ball around now. Rizachet with it. Now guarded by Murray. Here's Dinwiddie. That one goes in. Now it's a 3-point Jazz lead.
And in tight, Dinwiddie's got a good sense of how to be effective. Whether it's with the power or finesse, he can find a way to beat his man.
Pass to Reed. And here is Murray. He's got 6. And it's Rizachet with the rebound. And he's going to get whistled for that foul. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Rejected by Bryant. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will retain possession. Dinwiddie right side. Pass to Klingon. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Dalton Connect picks one up.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Both shots good from the stripe. Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the Raptors, trailing by 5. Pass to Connect. Inside, Reed. And the dunk by Reed.
And using his length, getting in close to stuff it down. That's just too easy.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. He's going to have a discussion here on the sideline. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. 6 on the shot clock. On the wing, Dinwiddie. Cans it from downtown. Dinwiddie's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And not the easiest three. Dinwiddie full of confidence from the corner.
There's a good screen. Here's Leonard. Good. Kawhi working near the hoop.
Great touch there. It's just so tough to defend a floater like that.
Anthony with it. 11 points in the game. Driving in. And the shot goes in. Anthony's got the lead back up to 6 now for Utah.
Again, it's Melo. He's lighting up the scoreboard, and this is what Anthony does.
Leonard draws the double. That shot off. Ellis with some nice D.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
Outside Turner. Back to Ellis. Pass to Anthony. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound. Raptors trailed by 6. Outside, Porzingis. Jones, no one around him. From outside, off the mark. Here's Anthony. And it's Anthony with the jam.
With a forward who can handle the ball like Anthony, it opens up so many options for your offense.
Leonard, full speed ahead. Here's Nembhard. And the Raptors miss again. Jazz leading by 8. Anthony down low. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Leonard with the ball. Picked up by Ellis. Back to Leonard. Now Porzingis. Pass to Nembhard. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Leonard. Back to Nembhard. And again, Toronto, no luck.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Dinwiddie with the bucket.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Screen by Porzingis. Count it, good. Leonard's got 9.
And despite the hot start from beyond, they've gotten away from shooting the triple.
Here's Dinwiddie. Pass to Turner. And it's Toronto with the rebound. There's 25 seconds left in the first half of basketball. And the dunk by Porzingis.
And I like that Porzingis didn't settle for just the layup, instead electing to finish with force off the drive.
Now here's Dinwiddie. He's got 7. Ellis wide open. No good from outside. It's tipped. And we finished one half of basketball. Utah out in front. They lead by 6. From Delta Center, back in a moment. And we're back with you as these two teams do battle in their quest for an NBA championship. Nemhard with it, picked up by Turner. The wide open look here for Porzingis. Offline with his 3. And so it's Anthony bringing it up for the Jazz. Pass to Turner. Buries it from three-point range. Turner's got the first points to start out the third quarter for the Jazz.
And the uniqueness of Turner, an elite shot blocker who has deep range on that jumper.
Porzingis has the open look. Unable to get that one. Down low. Here's Turner. And it's Turner finishing it off.
Timeout, timeout. I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. And the timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. And coach has decided they need a moment to talk things over. Raptors trailed by 11. Leonard looking over the floor. And Anthony Melton picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Pass to Leonard. Screen by Porzingis. Just 5 on the clock. Toronto working the ball around now. Jones for 3. Drills the three-pointer. Jones has got 6 points.
And Jones is known to be a deadly three-point shooter. Beautiful shooting motion there on those triples.
Here's Anthony. It's Turner high post. Porzingis comes with the double team. Back to Anthony. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Hey, yo, right here, right here.
On its way from Turner for 2.
Great job by Porzingis, just making himself big and affecting that shot.
And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. Robert Covington picks one up. This is his first free throw of the game. Both free throws good from Kawhi Leonard. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. Pass to Anthony. That's in for his 8th bucket tonight. A hot 8 for 11 shooting so far.
And this close into the cup, Anthony makes it look easy. Nice soft touch on that one.
And Leonard has it in the corner. Right side, Porzingis. Back to Leonard. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And Leonard is such a tough cover. He's so good at baiting the D into fouling.
He hits both from the stripe. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Jazz leading by 6. Here's Melton. Scoreless thus far. Here's Anthony. Nemhard grabs the board. Raptors trail by 6. And Leonard has it in the corner. Kawhi puts it down hard.
This is how dominant Leonard can be. And once he finds his comfort zone, he keeps his foot on the gas.
Here's Anthony. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Utah shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight. Both free throws good from Anthony.
A lights-out scorer who possesses incredible confidence. Anthony is such a skilled and explosive player.
And out of bounds as Utah gains possession. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Dort misses. Raptors trailed by 6. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Screen by Porzingis. There's the 3. That falls. Nice feed that time from Leonard. Porzingis has got 7.
Boy, they've been terrific from beyond here in the second.
And Will Hardy is called timeout. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations.
And coach is looking to seize every advantage, maximize every possession.
Well, that's the job, right? Your duty as a coach is to finesse your lineups so your guys get the best chance to succeed.
And Darko Rajakovic calls timeout. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. And Darko Rajakovic calls timeout. He wants to talk to his guys. Some changes for Toronto. And it's Dinwiddie with the ball, bringing it up now for the Jazz. They've led by as many as 11 points. Rizachet with it. Drops in the layup for 2. 6 points for him.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
Outside Bryant. Back to Murray. Shot clock at 6. Here's Reed. And again, Toronto with a triple.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Dinwiddie outside. Back to Ellis. And Sadiq Bey picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Now Klingon. And it's Klingon with the jam.
My goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Greg, a high riser, no doubt about it.
Who's got ball?
Here's Murray. There's the drive. And it's Murray with the jam.
And the quickness and burst of Murray on display.
Dinwiddie outside. To the inside. Here's Klingon. And it's Klingon with the jam.
Well, sharp interior passing is so important. The best way to create high percentage buckets.
And here is Murray. He's got 8. And Klingon pulls it down. Utah leading by 4. Over in the corner, Ellis. That one falls coming off Dinwiddie's feed. Ellis has got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Wide open look here for Murray. Again, the miss by Murray.
Well, this was his shot to miss, honestly. Poor coverage, good setup. He just couldn't knock it down.
Klingon uses the glass to finish the layup. And it's a 9-point Jazz lead.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash-mouth physical basketball, guys.
Well, it seems like every season, DeJounte Murray is out to make it his best year. That competitiveness is something you really appreciate.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
And it's Klingon with the jam.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. Here's Murray. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Murray's got 12.
Timeout, timeout.
And not relying at all on the three-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
Some changes for Toronto. Utah leading by 7. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Ellis, that's good. Ellis has got 5 points now this quarter.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half, sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Pass to Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
Oh, forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend.
And how? Brilliant throwdown. Porzingis, that's a 2. And so it's Utah. With a 10-point lead, some breathing room heading into the break. And they've done a phenomenal job down low, so many of their points coming right. And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this fourth period holds in store for us. Here's the Jazz with the ball. Pass to Melton. Back to Anthony. Ellis outside. Nice ball movement by Utah. Shot clock at 5. The shake. It's hauled in by the Raptors.
Doesn't register as a block, but he did everything you want defending that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
Here's Anthony. Draws contact on the shot, and now a 3-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
And this is proof that Anthony is just undeniable sometimes. Even the contact can't stop him from getting off that shot.
And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Hey, right there. Yo, right here, right here.
Carmelo Anthony comes up with the rebound. And it's Anthony with the ball for the Utah Jazz. Pass to Turner. Rizachet with it. No good with the wing jumper.
Yeah, loose coverage by the defense, but he just couldn't make them pay.
Out to Porzingis. Takes the 3. The rebound by Turner. Jazz leading by 12. To the middle. Nice D from Porzingis. Toronto with the ball. And so they choose to intentionally foul. Now here's Leonard.
Watch outside.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Oh, very difficult to just stop Kawhi inside. He's a powerful player who commits to his attacks.
So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the fourth. Here's Ricochet. Pass to Anthony. 6 to shoot. Porzingis with the block.
What a swat by the big man Porzingis. You always have to be careful shooting when he's lurking.
Here's Leonard. Here he goes. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
Oh, that's a major league throwdown.
Keeps a tight grip on that rim, too, after the finish. Pass to Ricochet. Anthony on the wing. And that's a foul called on Porzingis. That'll be his second foul of the game. Outside Anthony. Turner with the screen. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Porzingis.
And just fast off the floor to challenge shots. Porzingis, this helps him get a lot of blocks like that one.
Porzingis with the steal. Now the Raptors moving it up. Outside Leonard. Rebounded by the Jazz. They've held a 12-point lead earlier. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, GA. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Anthony down low. Out to Turner. Just 5 to shoot. The high post shot.
Excellent coverage by Murphy there. At 6'8", he has the ability to distract shooters with his presence.
Back to Leonard.
And that's his fourth. Getting into the danger area now. He's going to have to be a little more cautious down the stretch.
And here are the Raptors now. A great fourth quarter, just giving up 2 points. Great defense that time from Ellis. Jazz leading by 9. Anthony down low. Another miss by Utah. Up top, Porzingis. And here's Leonard from 3. Again, Leonard missing.
And guys, his shot hasn't been falling this quarter. Time to settle down, refocus, and get a really high percentage look.
And that one's good, Anthony.
Well, when you look at what he's provided them on the offensive end, it's been an important part of why they're leading.
Raptors trail by 11. Leonard with the ball. Drives to the hoop. And the call on the shot. That sends him to the line. It's going to be on Miles Turner.
That's it.
And doing a nice job using the bounce to force the issue. Kawhi earning that trip to the line.
Now, Ricochet. Pass to Anthony. And it's Anthony with the jam.
And it doesn't get any easier for Carmelo. Love seeing him go up strong inside.
Launches it. Rebound, Utah. Left side, Turner. Here's Rizachet. That falls. Nice feed that time from Turner. And that's now 9 points for Rizachet.
I got your help.
Outside, Leonard. Outside, Porzingis. Back to Leonard. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
We're seeing the offensive side of Kawhi tonight, one of the all-time great two-way players.
1:11 left here in the fourth quarter. Pass to Turner. Leonard with the steal.
And that'll effectively take care of Game 2 here in the NBA Finals. We'll be switching venues for the next one, but right now, an important win for Utah.
And the big difference here was accuracy from three-point range.
And once they started sinking shots, it really stretched out the D and created other opportunities. And anytime they got space, they seemed to just knock down another triple.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Carmelo Anthony.
He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
Shot clock at 5. Here's Rizachet. The shot by Turner, no good.
Just too big a deficit to come back from at this point.
Well, you want your players to keep playing hard, but let's be honest. This game's over.
Here's Rizachet. And they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
All right, man. That's what's up. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Do your thing.
And so it's Utah easily grabbing the win. And you got to feel good about getting each and every game here in the postseason.
You know, Kevin, each game is